Hey Kimberly, let's take a look at your week 6 final project. Um, this is a nice a series of adjustments, or I guess a nice reworking from the last one that we saw. I really liked the last one, and I like this one for the same reason, in that it very much clarified, I think, the idea that you had in your head, but I guess I wasn't really getting from the proposal or the thumbnails or even the color studies, and it just did something surprising for me in that it just really jumped into a much more finished stage, and I think kind of what you were trying to go for ended up working out, a lot better when you got the time to be able to deal with the color more and to deal with the detail a little bit more. This to me feels even, I think, clearer than the last one. It's a little bit more succinct. There aren't as many elements. The space isn't as complicated, but I think it still retains the color that it had before, which I thought was great, and it feels just much more kind of straightforward. I don't have perspective issues, to deal with. There aren't areas of any kind of confusion or spatial issues. It just is very, very kind of focused, and I like that about it a lot. I think the color scheme feels very focused. The perspective, obviously, with the 1 point feels very focused, and it really is something that I think very few finals have the opportunity to kind of be, because people are trying to pack so many things into it. So that for me really ends up being one of the biggest things that I like about it. I think the color work is just exceptional. I like the fact that you're just sticking to a very select series of colors. Texturally, I like the kind of molted walls that have kind of a wallpapered type of texture to them. Coverage otherwise feels very good when it needs to be smooth. The tops, the red and greens for the ceiling, the chairs, and even the carpet. They're great kind of control of the marker. It's very clean. Edges are extremely sharp, and you're doing a great job of dealing with with things like overlaying with grays and adding in shadows. I think for me at least, I feel like colored pencil use just maybe a little bit too much. I almost wish it could be reduced a little bit more. I think especially in the some of these areas off to the left and to the right, where I think they start to really spread out and kind of take up space and call attention to themselves, when I think you'd be better off having them call attention to the screen itself. I think some other areas where it just feels a little bit kind of, I know we wanted to have more distinction on kind of the top planes of things with the highlights, but like on top of the pictures, it doesn't feel like it's actually lighting the top surface as much as it feels like there's a layer of something on top of the picture frame that's there. And I think that's just more than anything else, just kind of an overuse of the colored pencil. I think far more egregious, though, would be the finished presentation. So what we're seeing is me kind of adjusting it, but that's what we get when we originally got it. So it's warped, there's a color cast, lighting is very inconsistent, it's darker on the sides, and it's just very, very skewed, and it doesn't do, I think, anything to show you what's probably in front of you, and I think that's almost where it suffers the most. I think if I go in and I'm kind of just taking a look at it here, it's just much more difficult to to see all the great things going on in it when you're kind of looking at how it's slanting downward and bent, and so you need to just take care to get as best of a photo in as you can. Still a great final though, and like I said, just one of the more focused ones that I've seen in a while.